let's just walk
Jimmy
around
Neutron.
with
No, he's...
ready.
Hi, I'm Jaime, and this week I'll be chatting with Jumanji. I'm going to do that again.
Oh my god.
I'm
just gonna be like, stop. I'm just gonna be sat here the whole
To be
time.
fair, hi, I'm Jaime, and this week I'll be chatting with Jumanji. So if you'd all like to introduce yourselves a little bit, what you do in the band, etc. Might as well start from that.
Start with a small man.
I'm Nathan and I play guitar.
I'm Joe and I play bass.
No, you don't.
I'm Aaron and I somewhat play guitar.
I'm John T and I play synth.
I'm Nana and I play singing.
Nothing.
We're going to make a sex on the beach, so
Lovely.
it's just dead easy.
It's already all going wrong.
Safe
Careful.
room. Safe room.
Just
Someone's
a dash
eager.
of peach snaps.
Slowly watching our lives go away.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Go on.
Don't throw it.
That's a poor
Okay.
Spill all over you.
There you go, you can show. That's half-hearted joke. There you go, boys.
Oh, well, that's definitely shaking nicely.
It does look like carrot
It
juice.
does a little bit.
Like what, carrot juice?
Smells good though.
Oh, he does.
I've got a straw.
Oh
for
god,
you
that's
all
too
as well.
drinkable.
Cheers,
boys.
guys. Can we try not to spill
Yeah.
it?
We're gonna ruin your carpet, ruin your sofa.
Oh my god.
Oh, how did you guys all meet?
Ah.
Biggest question.
I feel like you said it best.
Okay,
You did.
so...
Okay.
It's like a love story. I feel like.
Yeah.
Joe's best at this.
Story
yeah.
time
It
with Joe.
started off, I was sat in BIM where we all study and I heard Aaron...
They paid us to say that, by the way.
Yeah. And Aaron, I overheard Aaron talking with a mate and he was like, oh, we started this band, we put it on Facebook and we were like, we need a bass player, we need a singer, we need another guitarist. The only people that didn't respond back was a bass player. So I turned around and I literally just stood up and I was like, I'll do it. Already in like 8 bands because that's what the whole thing about BIM is, you just try and get around.
And
then
you're a bassist.
We went and did an audition. It went quite well, but then for whatever reason, the singer we weren't going to continue working with. And then I was on a train one day, walking back from BIM, and I see Nana in front of me, and she keeps looking at me, keeps turning around, and then she comes up to me and goes, "Are you following me?" And I was like, "No, I'm just going home. I live in Crawley." She was like, "Oh, you're in my last lesson," and I was like, "I have no idea who this girl is." And then we got on the train each day and it got to a point where we became friends, and then we were looking for a vocalist.
Okay.
She was looking for a band, and she goes, "I don't have a band." I was like, "We don't have a vocalist. Do you want to come and do something?" It worked so well. And we were like, "We'll get you in for a rehearsal," and then we went and did an audition at BIM. We got put on the end of term gig. We had another guitarist back then. He moved to London.
And no keys.
And no keys. So
it's expanded.
It sort of it grew as we went along, and when the guitarist left to go to London, we were like, "Oh, Nathan, he wants to be in an indie band."
Actually,
Yeah.
we were sat on the street by Gag, and you were just kind of sat there like, yeah, like I really wish I had a band, you
This
know,
sounds so
like
dramatic.
just like hinting and hinting, and we were like, all right,
We'll
come
let-
along then, mate.
We'll
come
let the
on.
little man. And then from there we were writing music, recorded our first single, which sounded
Terrible.
Terrible.
We actually recorded that with John T.
yeah.
No,
we
no,
demoed
no,
it.
no,
It's
no.
not the full.
No,
Oh, yeah.
it was cool.
That
And then
one's- you can't find that anywhere now.
Yeah.
Take
Oh,
it
It
down.
never will be found.
and then from there we were sort of writing songs, and then when we were ready to release more music, Aaron met John T on the train, and they used to know each other because they from Hastings and
No,
things
we
like
didn't
that.
actually know each other.
You
in
didn't know
Hastings.
each other. I
No.
thought you did.
Even though we went to the tub and everything.
Yeah,
We went to all the same places, but never knew of each other. And then we started getting the train to
We even
BIM
played
together.
for the same football team.
I just remembered you as the kid that used to play his Nintendo DS all the time.
The name Jumanji, everybody knows it from the movie.
What?
I know.
I didn't know that.
So what made you guys kind of decide on that one?
I think it was.
Was
like-
there another name you were saying?
Yeah, I mean there was like quite a lot of names. There was a festival in like Southampton there, I think, called Common People, and I was like, we kind of like, yeah, we kind of like. That name came up, and then we were like, "Nah, that's a bit shit." But
So
yeah,
just
like
Jumanji.
there was a band called I think it was not Glass Animals, not Glass Cake. It was Glass something. I can't remember. But I was listening to them at the time. And they had a song called Jumanji, and it was like really tropical, and that was the kind of vibe we wanted to go for. And I said to the guys, I was like, I love the film Jumanji, and I've been listening to this song loads. I was like, Jumanji's a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
Would you guys be up for going for that? And they were like, yeah, it's alright, it's alright. And it's just like, ever since everyone's always like, yeah, that's such a great band name. But yeah, it just sort of came about from.
Yeah, it was
obviously the film was an influence on it.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
It
Never
was
seen
very
the film.
much like.
Oh yeah, in Zulu, like lingo, it means like many effects, which kind of like fits our sort of vibe as well, because we use a lot of
Effects.
Yeah.
In terms of your sound, I know everyone hates this question, but what would you describe it as? I know you already said like tropical vibes.
What do we call it? We call it
Trop pop.
Trop pop.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Nice.
mix of everything. I mean,
Yeah.
like if you listen to what we have released at the moment,
Yeah.
I would say it's a complete mix of everything. There's a lot of different. Like we have, all of us have such a broad range of like music's taste as well. We listen to like everything.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of hard to pinpoint, but like a lot of the stuff that will be coming out next year that we've got recorded is definitely down more of this tropical pop vibe.
It's just like feel good music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We try and sort of like just write music that like we want people to be able to relate to, and also something that like you could imagine like hearing it like an arena or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, we just try and make it sound as big
Oh,
as
absolutely.
like, as big as
Love
possible.
it.
Yeah. We want to uplift, not downshift.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. You've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
See you later. Insert text here. And what has been your guys' most favourite gig to date then?
Definitely Indigo Velvet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Edinburgh, Scotland.
We went out to Edinburgh on our last tour,
Definitely.
and we
sick.
played 2 sold-out shows with our friends up there,
Mm.
Indigo Velvet, and it was just the whole weekend. Everything was
Oh,
amazing.
amazing.
Like, it was so good.
Yeah, and
You
they just
guys
like
have been
our best
touring
band.
quite a
Yeah.
bit, haven't you?
We've done
yeah,
2
we've
this
done
year.
2 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really different as well. Like, the first one was.
They're strong.
He's broken it too.
Oh,
Shout
that's like-
out to Mark the driver.
Oh,
yeah.
Mark from Glue.
Yeah.
Absolute
Oh.
legend.
Listen to a band called Glue. They're
Yeah.
from around here.
Buy their
From around here.
buy their merch.
Yeah, buy their merch.
What? Glue-
GLOO.
Mm.
Not
Oh.
GLUE.
The way you said it, glue, not glue.
Yeah. No, he just
He
made
was
because
insane.
basically, it obviously it was a very long journey up to
We left at like
Edinburgh.
4 p.m.
14
3
hours.
2
Yeah.
We
p.m.
left at 2, yeah,
2
we left at
p.m.
2.
So it was about a 13-14 hour trip, and we were literally it's quite funny how it panned out. So we were about 20 minutes away from Edinburgh, and Joe turned around to me and he goes, Jason, who's the guitarist from Indigo Velvet, was just messaged me saying like, how far are you guys? And I was like, we're like 25 minutes away. And then as I said that, we just hear this massive and I was like, oh my god, what's happened? And then we started like veering off the road.
Oh my god.
And like we didn't know what was going on, and our tyre just exploded, literally.
Oh my
like,
God.
and we
Like
were
a this sized hole.
Yeah, it just
in
blown
the
up.
tyre.
so we were stuck on the
just
side
out
of
of
the
nowhere.
yeah, just out of nowhere.
I
So
think
we
we
were
must have hit like a curb or something,
yeah,
like
something.
a rock or something.
I don't know, but it was on the motorway as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
But no one was there. It was like 2 in the morning at this point, so it's not like it was busy.
No.
we were stuck on the side of the road for about 2-3 hours, wasn't it? Trying
Yeah.
to fix
Oh
it.
my god.
Here you go.
Luckily,
our boy
How many
musicians does it take to change a tyre?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my god.
No, that was eventful, but eventually we got there about 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
4 o'clock, 4, yeah.
Would you guys say Edinburgh was your favourite city on the tour? Like, it was your favourite
Yeah,
gig, but your favourite
I
city as
would.
well?
It was
the
a
whole
beautiful
weekend
city,
was
yeah.
just magical.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
to be honest,
Yeah.
I know it
Yeah,
sounds a bit
it's
stocky,
glowing.
but
It
was
really
2
is.
sold out shows with our like mates. We had like such a good time. You know.
Yeah. Just everything about it was
Yeah.
The city was cool.
It couldn't have gone any better, even though like the journey was long and we busted a tyre. It couldn't have gone any like,
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, yeah.
But we watched Star Wars on the way up, so
Yeah.
Journey wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
And on the other side of that, what's been your worst gig?
There was a gig where Johnny did our sound and it was fucking appalling.
That was the first
no,
one
mate,
ever.
I'm joking.
I'm trying to think.
Banbury where the sound kept cutting out.
But
That was
yeah,
quite funny, though.
mid-song, the
It's probably
sound just
different
cut
for
out.
each
And we were
one,
like,
isn't it?
Who would you kind of love to
Take the lid
support
off. Ooh.
on tour?
I think
Like any band?
Fickle
Oh,
Friends.
Fickle
Let's be
Friends.
real. Like
Marston's.
Marston's,
Marston's.
yeah.
I guess even going on a tour with the Indigo Velvet Boys,
Yeah,
that would be
definitely.
incredible.
To do a full tour
Yeah.
with them would be
Couple dates with
Amazing.
Deco would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Deco as well.
they're a good band.
Oh, who else?
That band that we
Florence and the Machine.
that we
Oh
played
my
with the other
God.
night
Insane.
was
Oh, Susie Island.
Susie Island.
They
were
yeah,
sick,
they
yeah.
were insane,
Yeah.
man. And
Yeah.
What a good
We
name.
did we ask
Yeah,
them?
we did.
Yeah.
We did.
And it is because of
Susie
the
Island.
island.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want to get them on a few shows actually because they had a really good sound.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah, man.
Did you say like Dream Support or
Yeah,
did you-
Dream.
okay.
Dream Support.
Dream Support.
Mine's
that's a bit
Florence and the
different.
Machine.
Yeah.
Big time.
Thank
Yours
you.
is
Oh,
Oh my god!
That's what I was
Just all
talking
over
about.
you. Everywhere.
I have to say, I mean, not so much now, but like a few years ago, I was the
Catfish.
biggest catfish.
Show me the tat. Show me the tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got a tattoo as well.
Yeah.
It's there,
God.
it's there. But
Yeah, boy.
Let's see.
wait, one of the camera can see it. Van, if you're out
Just
there,
a
no.
little
Hi.
Where would be your dream gig?
Oh,
Ali
Ali
Pali.
Pali.
Ali
Yeah.
Pali.
Ali Pali.
Maybe
Yeah.
like the Enemy tent.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd
nice.
be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Reading. That would be.
Ultimate like ultimate goal would be Pyramid Stage of Glastonbury.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
course.
I'd love to play Brixton. That's pretty cool.
It's good vibes in there.
Yeah,
As
no, yeah, I like it there.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
You having fun?
This is a
I'm in
cocktail
love with
man.
My speech don't slur. My speech don't slur.
Oh, go on, cheers.
Very
Oh.
nice.
I've got to be
South. Lana
Lana
Moss Bell. If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Zebra.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Cricket.
Cold or hot?
Hot.
What's the worst job you could have?
Starbucks.
Reading or Leeds Festival?
Leeds.
What flavour of ice cream would you be?
Vanilla.
Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
Are you a morning or night person?
Night.
Jazz or soul?
Jazz.
Where would you go if you're invisible?
To the moon.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
One word to describe yourself.
A lunatic.
Chinese or Italian?
Italian.
Sex, drugs or rock and roll?
Sex.
Favourite TV programme?
Oh, friends.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
If you had a boat, what would you call it?
I don't know. Nintendo Wii.
Brits or Grammys?
Grammys.
Favourite alcoholic beverage?
Martini.
Dogs or cat?
Dogs.
If you won the lottery, what would you buy?
A Nord.
Leather or denim?
Denim.
What did you eat for breakfast?
Nothing.
Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
Weapon of choice in an apocalypse?
Machine gun.
Skydive or bungee jump?
Skydive.
Last band or artist you listen to?
Susie Island.
Gold or silver?
Silver.
Oh
my
Oh,
God.
So, you guys are on par with Bad Luck.
Oi, tie-break. Bad Laws hit us up for a
Can I just say
tie-break.
that I would actually prefer Reading over Leeds. I've never been to Leeds. I've been to Reading twice. I don't know why I
Also,
said it. I panicked.
I describe
Oh my
myself
God.
as vanilla.
Oi, you have to do a
Well-
tie-break with Bad Laws.
Yeah.
What did I
you
say
have to.
Nintendo Wii for?
I
I was just like,
if you had a boat, what would you call it? Nintendo Wii.
I feel like you were just. You did good though. You carried on.
They paid us to say that.
Then don't do it.
Oh yeah, shoot.
So, bringing it back. Out of writing, performing, and recording, which one's your guys' favourite and why?
Or should we go one by one? Should we
Yeah.
be ordered?
They're so different. Oh, I don't know.
Start at the end. Oh,
I'm. Yeah, go.
You start.
For me, probably performing, but I do like the writing phase, especially like we were just outside, to be fair, waiting, and Aaron was like, "Oh, I found these like this." It was like draft of lyrics that he wrote like a
Yeah,
year
for
and
constellations.
6 months ago, and then we were looking at them like, oh, how much they've changed and like where obviously the songs are and the band's at now. So I think the writing phase is nice to reflect back on.
No.
I think mine's more recording just because our manager Ryan.
Five
Shout out
Spice.
Five Spice.
Cheers.
Shout out
Yes.
Spice!
Yeah, he's just an absolute magician when it comes to it. And you go in there thinking the song's incredible, and then he just makes it 10
That
times
little
better.
bit
better.
Yeah, it's like the recording
100%.
Five Spice because nothing makes anything better than a little Five Spice.
Yeah.
I think mine's performing, to be fair though, like,
Yeah.
because I love writing all the songs and everything, but it's like when we perform it, it's like seeing how people have connected with something that you've written. Like when we first played the Haunt back in April, that was like the biggest show we'd ever done, and it was like we had 200-300 people singing our songs back to us, and it was really weird for me to think that like we'd spent the time writing that, and it's like just the performing aspect. It's just like I find it very like rewarding in a sense. Like we had the Spotify rap thing. The last couple of days, like, and people like having us as their top artists. It's like it's just weird. It's
like someone we didn't even know on Twitter. Like tweeted us like "High" was their top play track. And it's like, oh shit.
It's just weird. But
So
I think
good.
the performing part of it for me definitely.
I'm gonna sound super soppy and say all of it.
Yeah,
Because,
it's
like,
always
honestly,
one. Isn't it? It's always one.
they all started the band before I was in it, and I'd never thought I'd be in a band or that kind of thing. So they kind of doing it was, I'd never thought I'd do it. So I always thought I'd just be the guy doing like the recording. So it's kind of nice doing. It's like different.
Oh, ain't he cute?
I don't know, like.
You've got a serious lean on you.
I've got no space now. I feel like.
I think, I was listening to all your answers. I think perform is probably like for a really long time. I really like struggled with like actually enjoying myself on stage. But like I remember the first time I played the horn. I think it was after the first song. I like ducked down to like have some water or something, and I just remember hearing like that many people like clap, and I was like, God, that's so loud. Like fucking hell, like. I can't believe all these people are here to see us. And
you
that's
said it was in the pub, didn't you?
I was like, that was, and that was just like such a moment. Do you know what I mean? I think I always remember that.
We share a bed.
Me and Aaron shared a bed for like.
We share
You
fox
shared a
costumes.
bed.
I
slept on your floor, but that's fine.
Yeah, me and Jonty shared a bed for 6
I think
months.
I've slept with everyone in the
you were
band but
basically a
Name.
couple for 6 months.
I slept on your floor, so we'll
Joe
count
stole
that.
John.
Love a whiteboard.
This is basically going to be most likely to.
Yeah,
so we're
you
just
have
going
to-
to have to kind of
Listen.
most likely to accidentally get arrested.
That reminds me of that time.
Mhm, that's why I put it.
God. There's actually there might be a funny story
Oh,
behind
great!
this.
Love that. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Go on, show the camera.
Right.
So we've got Joe, Jonty, and Aaron. So I think Aaron's the winner.
Basically, I live back in Hastings,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys tricked me and said that Aaron got arrested,
Mhm.
and I was freaking out,
Oh.
thinking, oh my god, like they took a picture of like a police station, and I was convinced, and I rushed back to Brighton the next day. And all they'd done was put balloons in my bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
And
I-
I
Was that the
freaked-
Post-its as well?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had filled his room with over 200 balloons, and I was
How
like,
much did that cost
Did we do
you?
10
I
Fine
went
as well.
Poundland, it weren't
Oh,
that much, so it was
fair.
alright, and we've done so many things.
We'll
to
show you the
do.
Tin
video.
foils,
Yeah,
mirror,
yeah.
post-it notes, here's a wall.
We put happy
Yeah.
birthday banners around as well.
But I'd
Six
I
said,
left
months
them there
early.
Yeah.
the whole time we
But
lived
I-
there.
Most likely to abandon their room because of spiders.
doesn't someone?
Let's flip them round. Jonty, if the spider was a pigeon.
Jonty's got a phobia of pigeons, but he's got
This
a
one right
tattoo
here.
of a
But
pigeon.
he has a tattoo of a pigeon. Yeah.
I think it protects him from other pigeons.
Most
You're dead.
likely to mess up on stage.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna do this.
Ready?
Yeah, I'll take the.
How did it all-
I'm a bass player. No one really listens.
No
so
one-
It's fine. Shout out to all the bass players out there.
You are heard, sort of.
but not seen.
But
Not seen. You're in the background.
Oh no, making smudges.
No.
Oh god, double sponge.
Most likely to accidentally set the house on fire.
Oh, I know.
I feel like you guys like have so many stories. I love it. surrounding each one.
We could sit here.
Actually,
Yeah, it is.
We could
though.
sit here for hours telling you some very great stories. Oh, not the burnt
What is
chips.
Okay,
Everyone ready?
2, 1.
Jonty.
Oh, why is
Apart
it
from the
Johnson?
one
Because he's
occasion.
horrific.
when we all
Jonty-
lived together,
Yeah.
I was sat downstairs with Joe and I was like, Joe, there's a really funny smell. And he was like, oh, I don't know where it is. And then Aaron bolts down the stairs and goes, I burnt the chips.
But
Do we want to talk about?
No, we do not talk about that.
I
No.
can edit it out, but I just
I'll
want to know
say it.
personally.
Basically. Crusty songs.
Look like an egg a bit more. Pause, please.
Pow! Pow pow!
Oh, are we gonna edit this bit out? Yeah.
Most likely to gossip.
Most likely to gossip.
Oh.
Definitely, yeah.
That's a hard
I'm
one.
That
gonna
is
say.
difficult.
I'm gonna say.
Nah.
Who would you
Yeah,
say?
I'd say.
Don't. I can.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Who you saying?
The person who's like, that's hard.
Who you
I
saying?
don't know. It's the one that.
You're right. Naina bloody Atkins.
Not me.
Not me.
Oh,
It's just
no, no.
you,
Naina's a
Jamie.
fan
I
of
just
2 for 1
gossip about
cocktails,
you
so-
all the
What?
time.
Most likely to be a wizard.
Oh.
Oh, mate.
Does it have to be a wizard or can it be a witch?
You know Aaron because he hasn't seen Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm offended.
We can carry on.
Oh! Yeah.
I put
Is
Naina
that
'cause-
technically a draw?
Yeah.
I think
Does
you.
that mean
because
get your
you
pen
read
out?
Harry
No,
Potter.
you got 3.
What's that?
Abdallah Kedavra! I just spat everywhere.
So, which song do you guys wish you could have written that's out in the world?
Oh my god, so many.
The song I wish I could have written is by an artist called Matt Mason, spelled Maeson. If you haven't listened to him already, you need to. It's called Cringe.
Yeah.
Joe will relate to this with me.
That's
That
a
was
sick
it.
song.
That was
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, he was my top artist that I listened to this year as well. I relate to it so much, and I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah, no, I would say
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but I'm gonna say "If You Got the Money" by Jamie T
Oh no.
because it was on my Spotify Wrapped. I listened to 68 hours of Jamie T, and he
Was
was
that the one
that
song
was
you
the
listened
one
to?
that was like the one song, and it was the first song I listened to this year according to Spotify.
Aw.
So I would say Jamie T. If You Got the Money.
Oh, I'm gonna say from my favourite album is Lord, Writer in the Dark. That whole album is like, every time I listen to it, it feels like the first time I listen to it, and that song is like
The one.
You're right there. Joe.
Probably Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here.
ooh.
I think it's a
Nice.
banging song.
Yeah, that's a good tune.
Yeah, man.
I
It's a
mean,
good one.
Kid Capichi's Cinderella.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Jack-
Lucasade Dreams EP.
Yeah, that whole
By
EP
Kid
is
Capichi. Like, I just
amazing.
wish I could have wrote something like that.
What's been your most embarrassing music moment to date?
Our first single.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Say the
Nathan, what's the bit that you sing?
The YouTube video.
Quicker!
Quicker.
I want
Yeah.
to hear it now.
Yeah,
we'll play it
no.
to you.
Yeah, the YouTube video.
Johnsy has a better one.
So
Oh,
I've
go on.
got a YouTube account.
Oh,
When I was like
yeah.
13, I did a load of covers of like Asking Alexandria.
Go
But
on.
I can't. I forgot the YouTube login, so I can't
Oh,
take them off
no.
YouTube.
Search Mr. Frog on YouTube.
Mr. Frog by John T. Porter. Make
Best
it go
song.
viral.
Okay. Lovely.
Nice bit of
Sorry,
silence.
I'm trying to.
What's your guys' favourite era for music?
No, you've skipped going first for all these bloody questions, so you
Okay.
goddamn go first.
Okay. I'd probably say like late 60s, like Motown kind of era. Like that's like what was always playing in my house when I was growing up. So.
I'd probably say like the whole new metal thing with like Korn and Slipknot. Like back in the day, I wished I
But
could.
when was that?
It's like 90s, like kind of time. It's kind of like, yeah.
Nice.
I say like what I grew up on really, so like early 2000s indie, also like that American Idiot, like that kind of era, like 2005 to sort of 2010, like just rock and punk and the indie scene then. Just like Razor Light, Green Day, all that fucking, yeah, that was just brilliant. So I'd say that's my favourite, just because it's like so nostalgic for me.
I'd say before I met these guys, because these guys completely changed my music taste. It was definitely sort of like
For the better.
Yeah, definitely. Apart from your taste.
No worries.
It was like proper old school hip hop sort of
Nice.
break beats, sort of sample beats from old tracks, and I just used to jam out, listen to that all the time. And then I met these guys, and I became an indie kid, and I was like, okay, I can appreciate all music.
I like
Yes.
like
Oh, look at the
1960s,
jazz.
50s jazz. Like I like now because you get people like Oscar Jerome making
Banging,
like
yeah.
Tom
Morrissey.
Tom
Misch.
Misch.
Singing jazz to like the mainstream, and that is sick.
If your music had a scent, what would that be?
Who?
Nah, freshly cut grass.
Ooh.
Oh.
Something that's just sort of satisfying, but it's not.
No.
Um,
Satisfying, but not.
All I'll say is the smell of our old house, and only people that know us will
That's
know what
grim.
that smells. If you know, you know.
You know.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was thinking about like you know, like the Yankee Candle scents that are like cotton fresh seats, like
All about
really
it, don't
like.
she?
Who buys Yankee candles? Are you a middle-aged woman?
Yes. But like, actually, now that you mentioned 49 Surrey Street, it is crusty socks, really, isn't it? That's the.
No
If we
one's-
had a Yankee Candle, it would say crusty socks on the side with a picture of us. And that would be. That's the scent. We've
Sponsor
got
us.
crusty socks
Make
for
crusty
you.
socks.
So, your Fox's music video.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and like how did that go and everything? Because I saw it recently and it looked like you had such a good time.
So
It
we
was-
were sat in like after just finished recording it, we're like, we want to do a music video for this, and our manager Ryan literally turned around and was like, do you know what would be jokes if you guys dressed up as foxes and just ran around Brighton? And then we were like, yeah, we'll do it. And then it sort of came to the day, and then these two boys absolutely smashed it. And
Yeah.
It was, you know, when we
We
had
did
that
2
really
days.
hot weather for
Yeah.
like the few days
It
where
was hell.
it was like we
You guys
filmed
had
on
to-
one of them days, and the snout was like this thick,
Oh.
Yeah.
and
You
it
had
covered
nowhere
your
to
mouth.
breathe.
It was suffocating. I
It
tried it on,
literally
it was suffocating.
Felt like
So it was you two in the outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a point where we were both laying on the floor, like literally, like
We-
we
the
need
thing
like,
was,
a
it was
break.
like because obviously it was so hot and you couldn't really breathe, and you know, like obviously with like when you watch the music video, you're only seeing like 3-4 minutes of it. We spent like
every
2
take.
full days doing for every single like scene. It was 10 to
like
20
8
takes.
times every scene,
And
was
we'd
like,
be running through fields, everything.
Oh my
So
God.
like
The
after
forest-
every scene, I'd be like,
we ran out of water because after the first scene we were so hot we downed our drink.
yeah.
And
Oh
we were in the
my
middle of this
God.
field and we were like, we're running out of
Yeah.
water.
We
It was
literally
a
had
lot of
like
fun,
2 or 3
but-
bottles of water. It was like that first day especially. I feel like it was this like crazy forest near my house, and like we and there was like this big patch of ferns with loads of paths, like
Yeah.
man-made like paths in between it, and we had these two just running around these paths.
I punched him in the face at one point as
Oh
well.
yeah.
How was
Like,
it decided who was going to be in the Fox outfit?
Height.
It just fit
Height,
us.
yeah.
You were the only
Joe's
one who
too
fit
tall.
in it.
Yeah,
I was too
they're
short.
cost-
Also,
Yeah.
my brother still wonders why we called the song Foxes. Because we
Oh, cause the song is about like the chase of a relationship.
So there you go,
Yeah.
Robert. That's why it's
So,
called Foxes.
And Fox's Chase, Robert. For goodness sake, Robert.
What has been your highlight of the year? Seeing as now we're at the end of the year,
Highlight of the
looking
year.
back on your 2018.
I've got 2.
What would be a highlight?
you go first, Naomi.
So we mentioned earlier the Edinburgh gig and how like wonderful that was, but also Joe Fest,
Oh,
which
Joe
was
Fest.
so sick.
honestly one of the best nights of my life. Like we got there, it's well Lincolnshire.
Yeah,
Lincolnshire. Where the festival was, and we played well, and it was good, and it was like a good show. And then we came off and we got super drunk, and like we met like some of the guys from
Fickle Friends used our floor tom because
yeah.
we played a gig where I used a floor tom for swings and roundabouts, and I think it was they were like, fuck, we've left our
That was the
floor
one
tom in
drum
Brighton.
that we had and that they'd forgotten.
So I was
That's
just
it,
like, I was
yeah.
like, you could use ours, and
Aww.
so that was like,
And
Yeah.
We
that's
played
it was-
ping
So it's
pong.
your in there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, literally, like we
But we
played
just,
ping pong,
like-
like had a good time, we had pizza, like we just had like the whole night was so much fun. There was
Yeah.
not a bad moment. Like we had
Yeah.
so
And we
much
bonded
fun.
really well with the
Did
with the yeah, we bonded really well with like the Fickle Friends guys, and like we're good, like you know,
Chris.
good friends with like especially Chris as well. If he's watching this, oh, I
Hi
love
Chris.
you. But yeah, we just met so many like amazing people there, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree
There's
with
Deco
Joe
as well.
Fest. 100%. It was my birthday as well.
Oh yeah,
So
because it
getting
was Joe.
Joe
Yeah.
at Joe,
Joe
Fest.
Fest.
And it,
We met Joe of Joe
yeah,
Fest as
so
well.
originally-
It was really cool.
writing the EP like this year as well was pretty fun.
Yeah,
because
I
like
agree with that as
we
well.
just literally had this like little basement. It was like the size of this room, and it had no windows.
Oh my
Like
God.
we had one little window,
One
but
little
it didn't
window.
let daylight in.
No,
And we wrote
you
that
can get
whole
internet
EP.
down there.
Yeah.
Like it was so.
And we just like
That's what
writing
the whole
in
EP
there
was
and-
written.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
My
The
highlight
next
was
one.
working with Mindy.
Oh, I love
yeah,
Mindy.
Who's Mindy?
He's our like videographer. He did Fox's
and
Higher,
Higher.
and we did another photo shoot with him as well. And we're about to do another photo shoot with him in December, and he's just the nicest guy, and he's so
fun.
talented at what he does. He's so good at what he does. Like we see him on Instagram all the time, like doing bits.
Just yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys have had a great 2018, and
I think we
hopefully
have.
2019 it brings you loads more.
I'm not only one
I only want a drink.
What have you guys got out currently? What have you got coming out? Just best time to plug.
Okay.
Foxes. The
Foxes
video.
is out. Constellations Higher.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Aloha.
Yeah, we've got a few things like in
Let's
the
just
pipeline.
say
Aloha.
Let's just say we're actually being organised musicians and have actually prepared this time round.
Yeah.
We have a lot recorded and a lot of big plans for next year.
So just
So-
2019,
What is
keep
it?
your eyes
That's
out.
Big
lot-
things coming.
Let's just say
2019.
lots of new music.
Videos.
Expect a lot of
Different ideas
More
as well.
tours as
Different,
well.
different content.
yeah. Just expect a lot of content, a lot more.
We've been sitting on a lot of things.
A lot more
Yeah.
stuff to get to know us a bit more like this. A lot
We
more on a personal level. There's going to be a lot more content, and just like
Just keep an eye out.
just keep an eye out. To be
Definitely.
honest,
Well, thank you guys for coming. All them links will be below, etc. Make
Thank
sure.
you for having us, Jamie.
keep
all
an eye
the
out.
shout
Yeah.
outs
Yeah.
linked below. You know?
I've been Jamie. This is
JaimeChatsWith
Jaime.
Please make sure to follow these guys, comment, subscribe, all that lovely YouTube stuff.
Please follow my personal. I'm desperate for followers.
Last interview of the year, so
Ooh.
thank you.
That's
Thank you to everyone who's watched so far.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a
Have a
pleasure.
great Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas.
2019.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh.